Welcome to the Live It Right podcast, hosted by John and Caitlin Lindsay. We're going to be talking all things health and wellness, from food, fitness, relationships. So if you want to live your best life and live it right, join us for this conversation.
So whether you're a health enthusiast, a busy professional, or someone looking to achieve a more fulfilling life, you're in the right place. Tune in, subscribe, and join our community as we explore the path to living it right.
Let's go. Welcome back to the Live It Right podcast. This is episode 34, and today, mostly Caitlin is going to go over kitchen swaps that actually matter.
So let me preface this by saying that I could probably do 4 podcast episodes on these. So this is just a general overview of these things. I will do deeper dives. But these are just simple upgrades for a healthier home. And these are things that the first thing that I want to make clear before we dive in is never would I encourage or expect anyone to make all these changes overnight. Mm-hmm. It costs money. It's a conscious effort. And these are things that you do little by little. Just like we talk about stacking bricks in fitness, stack bricks through healthier habits.
It's all about stacking those. Yeah, and we kind of touched on it in the last episode, myself going over lifestyle changes that can help your mobility. I mean, one of the big takeaways both of us tried to stress was pick one of these things and do it this month, then pick another one. I think the same can be said for this because, I mean, I look through all these things and you do all these things, but, you know, this has been, you've done, I mean, some of these you've done fairly recently in our relationship, so they're not like a big overhaul you have to do. They're going to seem overwhelming, but you add in one, you stick to it. They're pretty easy to stick to once you make the change. So, and they can just lead to a healthier you down the road. Your future health is going to thank you for making simple changes like this.
Yeah, and I will say, he mentions like I didn't necessarily always do these things because while when you hear them, they're going to sound so duh and like common sense. The hardest thing when it comes to food and healthy living and all of that I found is oftentimes people are just simply not educated. They don't know. And what you don't know, you can't change.
Yeah.
So I am here. I just want this to kind of be breaking the ice of these things. I don't want to overwhelm, but let's just start small. Yeah. So the reason why these things matter so much is that what happens in your kitchen, it's daily exposure. Heat and food contact is a huge thing. You'll understand that more in a few minutes. And these are repeated habits over and over and over again. We all have to eat. So these are things that we are encountering on a daily basis. So these are not trends. These are common sense habits that you may or may not know. So we're going to start with the big Mac Daddy in the room is cookware. So ditch nonstick cookware. There's so much greenwashing out there that tells you nonstick is the best. Let me tell you, nonstick is convenient. Convenience is not always healthy. So the biggest thing is, in a nutshell, I have owned a lot of cookware over the years. And let me tell you, the only cookware I have ever replaced, because I did not know the toxicity of it at the time, was nonstick. The moment that a nonstick pan is damaged in any form, that could be like using too high of heat. Once it's damaged, it's done.
Yeah. It's just going to flake more and it's leach into your food, whatever.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was going to say. So nonstick.
Everyone was in college and had that pan that just got beaten to shit, but you kept using it because I feel like you'd use the pan and you'd get done and be like, I need to get a new pan. But you don't need a new pan when you're done the meal. Yes. And then you keep doing it again. You're like, you make the food or you start to make the meal and it's too late. And you're like, well, we got to use what we have. And then you're like, you get done and you're like, I'll get a pan later. And then it's just a bad cycle.
Well, and I'm proud of him for saying this. So a big piece of it, what he said is the biggest culprit is once it's damaged, again, like I said, there's no going back. But once it's damaged, that non-stick starts coming off, meaning these chemicals are leaching into your food. So cooking is the one thing in the home where there is relentless over and over and over contact heat with your food. So you need to choose things that are healthy for you. So let's ditch the nonstick. What I do use instead, cast iron, carbon steel, stainless steel, and enameled cast iron. Now, mind you, all 4 of those things scare some people. When you learn to properly cook in those things, they are naturally nonstick. That's what these nonstick companies try and tell you, is that all of these things are difficult and they're so hard to cook in. You understand, there is a learning curve, trust me.
And when you say that too, I picture like the like typical stupid infomercials where they show like this trendy new gadget, like a nonstick pan's a perfect example, and then they show like the black and white footage of someone like using a pan where shit's sticking and like all that.
But they don't show
they
that
make
it was
seem
improperly
so
used.
inconvenient. Yeah.
So those 4 things that I just mentioned, they are naturally stable over like using heat over and over and over and over again. The other piece of this is, I will tell you, not one piece of any of these 4 materials of cookware have I ever had to replace.
That's what
Nor
I was
will
gonna
I
say, yeah.
ever have to replace. They are built for durability. They are built to last. They are built to be passed down from
They
generation
get
to
better
generation.
with time, really.
They do.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of, we are huge fans of Smithy ironware, which is both cast iron and carbon steel. And that is one of the things they pride themselves on, is they're literally built to be passed down from generation to generation. And the thing that kills me about the cookware industry is what they're trying to sell you with these non-stick and all of these crappy, like horribly made cookware pieces, is they're making them that you're going to have to replace them.
Yeah.
And they want you to just spend more money with them. And they're probably going to tell you that it was user error when it needs to be replaced. No, cookware should be built to last. It should last a lifetime. You should be able to hand them down. And to me, it's a special thing when you can hand down like really well, like use, I don't know, I'm an emotional person, cast iron with memories. It's really cool to me to think of passing those down to
Like
people.
your mom has some old cast iron that are just, you see them and you're like, oh, this is like.
And let me tell you, the longer
nice.
cast
Like,
iron
this
is, the more beautiful it gets.
It really does. Yeah. It's, yeah.
But anyways.
That's a great one. I think you can taste the difference too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, every now
You're
and
not
then,
tasting chemicals.
well, actually you're good now because if we go somewhere and we're going to stay in an Airbnb, you bring your own pans, but we've definitely stayed in Airbnbs in the past. We're like, all right, we stayed in an Airbnb on purpose to be able to cook. And we're like, well, we've got to use these like IKEA pans that are already flaking and all that stuff. So,
and let me just finish this first one off by, like I said, I could do an entire episode on cookware. We could talk about the pieces to start with, what to swap first. But the biggest thing, and one of the things that I love about Smithy, is they really, really push fewer, finer pieces. You don't need to own 50 pieces of cookware. You need to own a few, ones that you will use, ones that fit your kitchen, your home, the number of people you're cooking. And those are built to last. So
love that.
We will dive into that more. But number two, swap plastic for glass. Now, this is something he can probably speak to, because when we first met, all of the meal prep that you did, for the most part, wasn't it in plastic, or had you already swapped to glass?
it was in plastic, yeah. I mean, I'm very frugal by nature, so like my typical Tupperware would have been like, I bet a lot of my Tupperware was like
Passed down.
possibly passed down, but also I was gonna say like
Leftover containers. They were reused.
yeah, that I'm also picturing using like Talenti ice cream containers, and then also like some brands of lunch meat would come in like a.
Oh yeah.
I would use that too.
The red
so
lid.
it was the free stuff is what I was using.
Now, the one thing that I will say with him is 9 times out of 10, you ate your lunch cold. So you're not sticking plastic in
I
a
would
microwave.
never. I've kind of been weird. Haven't been a microwave guy in a long time. Even before we met, I was not. I don't know what it is. Like heating something up in the oven just elevates it a little bit. So.
It does, but also heating in plastic is one of the most overlooked daily exposures, which is so bad for you. Because the thing is like, we talk about, you hear about plastic exposure. Well, when you are heating your food in plastic in a microwave, you are just leaching chemicals into your food. So even microwave safe plastic is still plastic. I'm sorry.
You can see the change in the plastic over time too,
100%.
whether it's been heated so much, stains, disfiguring, like you can tell there's been change made, and parts of plastic have probably left this container and made its way into my food. So
if you've ever seen any snippets of our kitchen, everything is glass. We do not have plastic at all. The only thing that even mimics plastic that we have is stasher bags, which are like food grade. They're made, they're reusable. You can put them in the dishwasher. Those are probably still not like the best thing, but like if you're going to use a form of plastic, they look like plastic bags.
You need something that it's more advantageous for it to be in a bag.
Right.
It's a good choice.
Yeah. But I will say, so, glass, it's heat stable. It's better for leftovers. You can put it in the oven. Obviously, as long as it's oven safe. I mean, there are certain things that are glass that tell you not to put it in there. But what I would recommend is start with the pieces that you use for leftovers that you're going to reheat, and then pantry staples that you're using constantly. So if, like I was saying earlier, if you come into our kitchen, it's all glass. My pantry, all glass. If you have little kids and your pantry shelves are low, I don't recommend having glass because you're probably gonna have a lot of broken stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
Either elevate it, or just be cognizant of that. But the biggest thing is where you're going to be reheating food. So what I would recommend is if you don't want to go the glass direction, I do not know the brands off the top of my head. There are a lot of brands now that are coming out with lightweight stainless steel lunch boxes for like kids and stuff. Because you obviously don't want to send a child to elementary school, middle school even probably, with glass. So stainless steel, they have reusable silverware that comes with it. They have like the bento box form where there's sections so you can, separate all the food. So I'd recommend glass. Stainless steel is also great. So you can use that as well. And I have seen more and more brands coming out with storage boxes and containers that are stainless steel. So that's a great option as well. But that's just something that's so quick and easy. But like, honestly, if you're reheating your food in plastic, like you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Yeah. Like even if you're cooking it in great cookware and then you put it in plastic and reheat it, it's leaching chemicals into your food.
Yeah. I'll add one note, just being a frugal person that I am, is, again, because a lot of this stuff will seem overwhelming to do it all at once. Like this is a great option. And even backtracking to the cookware too, if you kind of want to be careful to save money, wait for an item to get to the point where you're going to replace it anyways, and then get the better thing. Get the iron skillet, get the glass, get the mason jars or the glass Tupperware. That's what I would do. Because I would use out the thing until it's useful. It's clearly the plastic Tupperware has made some changes that's sketching me out. All right, time to throw that away. Let's upgrade to glass. And that's going to last much longer anyways.
And like I said, we're not here to fearmonger you. We're not here to tell you need to uproot all of this and spend all this money overnight. It takes time. So we're going to go into number 3. Skip store-bought dressings. There are, mind you, a few brands out there. A few. Primal Kitchen's one. I'm going to honestly draw a blank while I'm sitting here, that do sell well-made with non-seed oils, salad dressings, marinade stuff that is in glass also.
Oh, yeah.
But I will tell you 99.8% of the salad dressing aisle, skip it.
Yeah. Even the condiments in general. Any condiment with a fat.
We're getting there. Yeah. We're going to get there. So most store-bought dressings, as in 99.8% of them probably, they contain seed oils and preservatives. Obviously, if it needs to be shelf stable, it's going to have preservatives in it. Seed oils, it's because it's money. It's cost savings on the company. So why homemade matters? It's honestly cheaper over time. If you actually did the math, it's cheaper.
Much cheaper.
Because the flavor, like no comparison to being better. And number 3, you get to control the oil, the ingredients, so you are benefiting your health. Now, you need an oil, you need an acid, possibly mustard, and fresh herbs. You could make hundreds of different kinds of salad dressings. Now,
even the tip you gave recently on Instagram was using an old jam jar too.
Oh yeah.
So I think like to me, if I was going to add a fourth benefit, it's like if you buy salad dressing from the store, you're probably stuck with the one or two flavors you've bought. If you get good at making salad dressings, which it's not, I'm okay at it and I don't even really try, you know, you're able to create a huge range of flavors just with seasonings, little mustard. If you have a couple different balsamics, whatever, like it's really, the different flavors you make are insane. Like, and the range you can make is just awesome. So it's a good thing to do for your health, but it's also a good thing to do for your palate too, because you get to just expose yourself to just much better tasting salads.
I want to also tell you, it's a great way to use herbs that you might not be using on a meal, but like you've got a little bit left, toss that in a blender with it. I mean, all of this said, there will be a lot more recipes I'll be sharing on my blog using all this stuff and putting this stuff into practice to show you, but truly it is a win-win-win-win across the board with that. So on to number 4, ditch the plastic cutting board. I've been seeing people marketing glass cutting boards. First of all, it's not, like, it might be better for you than plastic, but it is not good for your knives. And number 2, I'm sorry, unless you have exceptional knife skills, a knife is going to slide on glass and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So you want to use wood or bamboo cutting boards, and do not look, the maintenance on it is so minimal. Don't let people tell you otherwise. So just to give you a little synopsis of what happens with a plastic cutting board, you cut with it. The knife creates a groove. That groove continues to get deeper. The grooves create and hold and trap bacteria. And over time, the plastic breaks down, and it's just like the nonstick. Once you put cuts in it, it's damage. There's no going back, and you're just creating grooves for bacteria to sit and hold, so which will eventually leach into your food. So bamboo, wood, they're naturally antimicrobial. They are gentler on knives, and they can also double as serving boards. Yeah. So that is a cost savings too. Easy to take care of. Wash by hand, immediately dry. And then when it needs it, you can see it when they're starting to be a little, almost like not white residue, but you can just see that it's dried out. Oil it, leave a little bit of
oil.
I mean, they have, like, you can just
the cutting board oil. Yeah.
You leave it overnight, and then you wipe off the excess the next day. So it really, again, it's more so about leaching chemicals, bacteria. And also, if I can just give you one piece of advice, this is a personal thing. Have a separate cutting board for raw meat. Only use it for raw meat, label it, and that way there's just no question asked there. That is my extra clean personality / food safety hat speaking to you there. So did you have anything to add to that?
Well, I just like wood cutting boards. I feel like if you want to get more into cooking healthy, I feel like just having a nice wooden cutting board, they're not incredibly expensive. It just kind of like elevates the vibe of your kitchen, and it might inspire you to like want to cook more. It's just a nice piece to have in the kitchen.
That's a good point. So moving on, number 5, make your coffee at home. And I'm sure a lot of people are probably rolling their eyes. If you're a coffee drinker, it's a daily ritual. I don't know. I mean, very rarely do I meet someone that's like, yeah, I like coffee. I treat myself to a cup once a month. If you're a coffee drinker, you're a coffee drinker. So with coffee being a daily ritual, it is a high impact thing. For many people, they're drinking that first thing in the morning. And if you are not, it's not just making coffee at home, but it's also selecting quality coffee, because if the coffee has mold, mycotoxins, other additives in it, you are putting that in your body immediately when you wake up. Most people drink it before they eat anything. So the benefits of it is, there are a couple benefits. Now, mind you, I will just put a little caveat here. There are small, locally owned coffee companies and shops that are doing better. They're choosing good quality beans. They're doing things the right way.
It's typically pretty obvious too, because they'll make some notes of it on their menu. Like
And
if
you
you're
also,
a coffee snob, you've been in a good coffee shop before that does it right.
but you're also going to pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to Starbucks or Dunkin', like, yeah, that's
And to be honest with you, I noticed
probably not the highest quality coffee.
No. Now that we're drinking coffee that is made with health in mind, my gut actually can tell when I'm having coffee at these, like a lot of these chains. So you get
I'm a sucker for free hotel coffee, and then I feel it later.
Yeah. So the benefits of doing this at home: better ingredients, less waste. If you're thinking about, if you're really on the waste train, the amount of waste that goes into all of the disposables that are used in coffee shops and stuff. I mean, you're not spending extra money on that, putting that out into the environment. And it's a major, major, major cost savings. I can't tell you, our espresso machine, which was probably just over, it's now under, it was just over $1,000, might have been like $1,100, paid for itself so fast. Like if you actually did the math with the amount of coffee that we drink, it paid for itself so quickly. It is an investment, in my opinion, in your health, to your health. It's in, even for full transparency, John was not very happy when I bought it. Understandably so. He understood that the investment in a quality machine was worth it after the fact.
Well, I was also, I drank mostly cold brew then too.
Oh, that's
so I
right.
also didn't kind of understand the need for it was probably,
That's
but I
true.
do like it. The only thing I would say about the espresso machine is you're great about this. If you were to get an espresso machine,
You have to clean it.
it's work. It is not an easy.
To take care of one.
Do your research if you're going to get an espresso machine, because
If there's maintenance required.
Yeah, it's easy to break an expensive machine if you're not careful.
It's not just that, it's also cleaning it, because like you're not going to get good quality coffee if you're not cleaning the machine, meaning there's backup.
Yeah.
And anyways,
It's a labor of love.
it is a labor of love. But even if it's not an espresso machine, if you buy a higher quality, there are, oh my gosh, what is that one that...
Even just a French press is such a nice way to enjoy good coffee.
Yeah. But if you have like a mocha
press,
like a mocha master is all
pour-over.
glass. It doesn't touch plastic, which is a big thing. That it's not. There are brands out there.
There's a lot of cool, simple tools that the percolator.
Oh yeah, and if you can't afford or don't want to invest in an espresso machine, get a mocha.
That's the percolator thing.
The little percolator the Italians use. Like that's what they use in Italy. They're very affordable.
Yeah,
maybe
nice.
$30, $35. Anyways, the biggest thing is it's a cost savings, but you also get to be selective with your choice of coffee that is better for you. Clean sourcing, lower mold, fewer toxins added. And then on top of that, you can dabble in homemade creamers, syrups, things like that, which I will be sharing a lot more on the blog. I do have, I have not labeled it yet on my post yet, but I have a weekly coffee recipe that goes up called the Morning Pour.
Oh, nice. Ooh,
That's what I
fun.
named it. So it's a weekly cadence called the Morning Pour, and it will be either lattes, shaken espressos, homemade creamers, things like that, all made with natural ingredients that you probably already have in your house. And you can make all these delicious coffee drinks that are a lot better for you than what you're going to get at a coffee shop, unless they make it themselves too. Again, there are the small group of...
Yeah, if you have a great local coffee shop that's doing it right, keep supporting them.
Please
that's awesome.
support them. We're going to close that door and open up number 6. I know this is a big one. Swap seed oils for quality fats. So let me tell you, seed oils show up in dressings, sauces, snacks, frozen foods, restaurants. They are everywhere. Seed oils are a huge cost savings, but they are highly processed. They are compromised. These oils are compromised before they even make it to your kitchen.
Yeah, I like to think of it like seed oils are complicated, but I like to think of it as like they're extracting oil from a plant, that it takes so much of that plant to get little oil, and the amount of manipulation they have to do from high pressure, heat, all these things, it takes that original product, that original plant, seed, whatever, and extracts a thing that you would never be able to digest in nature, and your body just has no idea how to respond to it. So typically you get inflammation throughout your body, your gut, your stomach, all that stuff, and it just disrupts homeostasis in your body. Your ability to just regulate everything in life can be disrupted when you're consuming these at a high level. and it's easy to do it at a high level because they're in lots of things.
And that's something, this is one thing that I pride myself on. I don't use any seed oils. I spend a lot of money on these fats, good quality fats to nourish people's bodies. But, I do use extra virgin olive oil. I use avocado oil selectively, ghee, beef tallow, and coconut oil in some baking.
Avocado oil for making
I use it
mayo
for mayo, really.
Yeah,
I really don't use it much other than that, just because I do have a plug. My mom owns a high-end extra virgin olive oil company. But that said,
shout out Ollie and V.
That's
if
right.
If you're in Roswell, Georgia, stop in.
They do ship as well. The biggest thing, though, even with that, is like, it's not just the seed oils. It's also like even learning a snippet. And this will be a whole different podcast. Maybe I'll have to get my mom on here. But the way the oils are even stored, they're supposed to be stored in dark glass.
Is that for... I think that's for avocado too. Yeah. So I guess all the liquid oils.
So they should never be in plastic. They need to be in a dark glass bottle. You should never
room temp.
And honestly, I will tell you this: no matter what kind of oils you have, they should never be next to your stove because they don't need to be in contact with heat, and they do not need to be in contact with direct sunlight. So they preferably should be in a pantry, ours are in a cabinet, in a cool, dark place. To take care of those as well. So the biggest thing is it's not just, seed oils are not nearly as heat stable either. Let's be honest, when you've tasted good quality oil, flavor there's no comparison.
Yeah.
And your body will thank you. Trust me. So that, again, like I said, this could be an entire episode talking about oils.
Most people probably know this, but I think for me, when I go grocery shopping, the obvious thing I'm picking up that I'm like, I need to make sure this doesn't have it is any nut butter.
Oh.
Peanut butter, almond butter, any
added
nut butter.
Oils, you mean?
Typically they'll add like soybean or canola oil to just fill it, fluff it up. So.
Oh, and that's another thing one last thing about that is with a lot of store-bought oils, they'll cut it with other oil. So like an extra virgin olive oil, it's not even all olive oil. They'll cut it with seed oil.
Yeah. They'll even say like, oh, that's like with mayo is very typical of made with extra virgin olive oil. Well, then you flip it around.
It's like 5% olive oil and 95% canola oil. Yeah. So just read labels. Again, like I said, I could talk about this for days. So, but moving on. Number 7, upgrade your soap dish. I know this your dish soap. Oh my gosh, sorry, not soap dish. Dish soap.
That might be a good one too, though.
Yeah, it might be. So this might sound like a weird one for you, but let me tell you a personal story first. So I have been to multiple clients' homes and used their
Dawn, like typical, whatever.
Hand wash and their dish soap. Welts on my hands, allergic reaction. Now, mind you, I do have more sensitive skin, but it does go to show when your body's not used to being exposed to those chemicals that they add, all the additives in there, it can affect your skin. So dish soap touches your dishes, your hands, and your food. So you need to be, this is a small change for something that is absolute daily exposure. It's not just better for your skin, it's better for the surfaces. And this is, what you're cleaning your dishes with. And this also goes for dishwashing. Again, I could go down a rabbit hole. We'll do cleaning supplies another day. But this touches so much. And the thing is one of the biggest culprits, this is the same thing with skincare and cosmetics. One of the biggest culprits is fragrance in this. So you're going to want to look for dish soap. And I am working on a blog post that elaborates on these things, and I will add that to the show notes. You're looking for a short ingredient list that you can read, plant-based formulas, and transparent fragrance sources. So from essential oils or from plants that they get, like the ones that I use, it's, I can't even remember. Koala Eco is the brand that of the hand soap that I use and the dish soap that I use. But the simpler, the better. If you flip over a dish soap and there's 92 ingredients, put it right back, please. Yeah. So we'll talk about some specific brands I'll be sure and share that. But that's a big one that like people just completely
That's
overlook.
an easy one to overlook because you think soap, it's good for me. It's cleaning stuff. Like,
Yeah.
how could soap be bad? So,
Yeah. Number 8, swap plastic utensils for stainless steel or wood. Now, think about it. Hot, heat, and plastic. Again, unnecessary exposure to plastic. You're putting plastic things in. Think about it. You've been to the Airbnbs where like half of the spatula is melted off. Like, you can't tell me you think that that's healthy.
Right,
So
yeah.
your stainless steel and wood are wins because they're durable, they're long lasting, they're cookware friendly. So, you know, a lot of like with nonstick pans, they're telling you not to use stainless. Well, because you're going to scrape the coating off of it.
oh, yeah.
Like it's common sense, but people don't think about it. And with these stainless steel and wood, as long as you take care of them, it is a one-time upgrade, just like cookware. If you take care of these items, they don't need to be replaced.
Especially the metal ones, the
Correct.
stainless steel.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The huge miss on our part, we should have had this podcast sponsored by Home Goods because so many of these upgrades, I feel like you could go to Home Goods and get some like good quality new utensils for not that expensive. Maybe dish soap, definitely glass containers, definitely
Not just soap from Home Goods. Sorry, John.
Oh, not okay.
Nope, they don't
sorry.
have good. No.
Maybe.
But I will tell you. I mean, they carry, and I'll tell you my little hack. You find out where your local Home Goods. Go to your local Home Goods and ask them what day is delivery day when they get a new shipment in. I have found stainless steel all clad for 70% cheaper than even Amazon sells it. And this is, I mean, they're not damaged. They're probably just like an old model. Stainless steel, wood, cutting boards. You
Definitely
can find
glass containers.
Glass containers. Yeah, you can find a lot of those things at Home Goods, Marshalls, things like that. Amazon has good options. Just make sure you read the description that they're not throwing you off on something. So just be cognizant of that. But again, just like John mentioned earlier, replace these things as they wear out. Unless your stuff is already like half melted, please throw that away.
Yeah.
There's no need to toss everything at once. So just keep that in mind. But these are, again, a one-time upgrade. As long as you take care of stuff, it's a one-time upgrade.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add to that?
No, I would, again, Home Goods, especially so anytime I hear, I'm frugal, like I cannot get that out of me when it comes to like, you know, yes, these things are incredible for you, but I know, because at one point in my life, I didn't have that much money, but wanted to have some of these things. And it's like, wait for that thing to run out and then, you know, find it affordably at Home Goods is a great idea.
But I mean, I will tell you, like, All-Clad doesn't pay me anything. I have no partnership with them, so I can say this. Do not buy directly from them. Don't buy from Williams-Sonoma. Don't buy from Crate and Barrel. You can find those brands elsewhere.
That of all the things, though, I guess the cookware is the one thing. Seeing what I've seen is it pays to buy the best.
Well, that was going to be a question I had at the end.
Oh, sorry. Well,
Jump the gun there.
well, spoiler.
It's okay.
Turn it off
Spoiler
now.
alert. Moving on to the next one. And this is the last one. And I will tell you, this is probably, I don't know, this could be a shock to some people. This could seem not important to others, but this was something, I'll be honest with you, I did not know until just a couple years ago. You need to upgrade your spices to refillable jars. And I will tell you, John will look at me and say, that's just because of aesthetics. It's not. Spices are sold most often, unless now some companies have started selling them in glass. If your spices come in plastic, you need to transfer them into glass. Again, exposure to plastic. Spices lose potency way faster than people think. This is something I didn't know until just a few years ago. This is dry spices, obviously. Mm-hmm. They lose potency, and you're not getting the benefit of it. And to be honest with you, they should not. That Best Buy date, they give you like 4 years to use it.
They just kind of get dull, like the taste gets.
It's you can smell the difference.
Oh, yeah.
If it's older, you can
that
smell
actually.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, just so you know, if you did not know this, so aside from reducing plastic contact, there are so many spice brands. This is generally blends, not like buying oregano. There are anti-caking agents and shelf life additives added into spice blends, obviously, so they can last longer. Those should not be in there. So, for example, there's a couple brands that I buy that don't contain those things. And if the seal's broken, you've even noticed this, and we don't use it fast enough, they get a little clumpy.
Oh, yeah.
That's because they don't have the anti-caking agents, which is good. They're fresh. My recommendation to you, because I've been in so many homes where you open their spice drawer and I'm like, holy moly, there are 75 things in here. And I guarantee you, I could promise you, 70% of them are probably more than 5 years old.
Yeah.
They don't need to be in there.
It's small enough where you can justify hanging on to it for a long period of time.
But the thing is, if you haven't used it in 5 years, you're not going to use it. I'm sorry. So I think you should curate a smaller, more intentional spice collection.
Like 10 solid seasonings.
Or cinnamon.
10 seasonings / spices seems like
cinnamon,
a good number.
Nutmeg, things like I don't grate my own cinnamon. Ground ginger, I'd probably use fresh ginger instead. But there are certain things. Fresh is always better, getting fresh herbs. But there are certain things, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, things that you bake with in the fall and the winter. Obviously you want to keep those, but just have a smaller, more intentional spice collection and buy as you need. If you want to get a cool barbecue rub, cool, buy it when you're actually going to use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, fresh is always better. So that kind of wraps up. So that was 9 swaps. I know that's a lot. This is not to fearmonger you. This is not to go to extreme lengths of spending a bunch of money and overhauling overnight. But it's more so to bring awareness and intentionally making these small, brick by brick changes that compound over time to help you live a more healthy life from within your kitchen. Yeah. So my recommendation is maybe pick 1 swap a month, 1 swap a quarter, based on what is affordable to you, what you're able to do, and slowly start making changes. The first thing I would recommend you do as soon as you turn off this podcast, go in your spice drawer and throw away everything that's expired. I will say that. Go and get rid of all the expired items. You're not going to use them. But just start small and build from there. John jumped to conclusions of my question. I was going to ask him, what swap made the biggest difference for you? Oh. And you already answered that.
Oh, the pan. Yeah.
Is the cookware.
Yeah,
it's noticeable.
And I think especially iron skillet specifically, the better the iron skillet, we'll shout out Smithy again, the better iron skillet you buy, which is going to be more expensive. It's set up to be easier to clean. It's got a more seasoned finish already. And stuff tastes better in it. It really is. So I guess that would be mine. I mean, I'm really...
What was okay, so you already kind of said
the
that.
Seed oils for sure too. I mean, my body does not like seed oils, so...
What was shocking to you? Were any of these shocking to you when you skimmed them, or you were kind of oh, I wouldn't have thought of that?
I'm aware of them because of you. So, I mean, I think all of these things, everyone is probably aware of them, but it's easy to overlook. Life gets in the way. You're just you're in your bubble. It's easy to not think about these things. Maybe your spouse is doing most of the cooking, whatever it is. They're easy to overlook, but it's just nice to be reminded that, I always think about your future self. So it's nice to think if you're, 37, 36 years old, let's make this change now. And in, 30, 40 years, we might look back and be like, unfortunately, you hear about friends that had issues that maybe were tied to, exposure to whatever. And it's nice to say, man, I'm glad we made those changes 30 years ago. So it's little changes that potentially could, let you live a better life later in life. So,
but I would say the biggest one is cookware. We didn't even touch on bakeware. It's, but those are the items that go in the oven time and time again. So I'll do a full podcast deep diving into that. But I will, once that blog post goes live, I'll attach it to this episode to just do a little bit of a deeper dive. I'll give recommendations of brands that I have swapped to, discount codes that I do have access to help you save a little bit of money. But just remember, start small. Please don't let this overwhelm you. I am here to just help through baby steps, help you live, have a healthier, happier kitchen.
Yeah, I love that. That's
we'll end on that.
yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening.
Watching and listening.
And we're actually, we're going to dive into
some
something.
we got some other ideas and topics coming.
We've kind of been going like this lately of like all these ideas. So we've got a lot coming this year.
We're really going to be consistent. So, but if you have any ideas, please shoot them to us. We'd love to get feedback and see what's interesting to people. So,
and if you have questions that have popped up as a result of this conversation, please ask. I would literally be more than happy. I'm an open book with this, and I would love to share more information. So with that, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks.